Yo, what's up? It's your boy Six and welcome back to another magic tutorial. In this video, I'm teaching you 3 magic tricks that you can do with one simple move. That move comes from this book here, The Royal Road to Card Magic. Another classic of magic that I highly recommend you pick up. You can find it in the description below, link to Amazon there. What's great about this is that we're simply doing an overhand retention shuffle. What that means is that you just shuffle the cards overhand and you can keep the top card the same or the bottom card the same, depending on whether you shuffle face up or face down. But I'm going to show you 3 unique ways in which you can use this very simple move so you can perform 3 really outstanding magic tricks. Pay attention to number 2, that's my personal favorite. But enough about that, let's get into the tutorial. Alright, so before we get started, let me tell you about the cards that I'm using today. A lot of people have been asking what cards I've been using. Today I'm using the Bicycle Dragonback playing cards. I used to use these back in the day. I really love these cards and I just saw them on Amazon recently, so I just ordered a bunch of them. You can grab them in the description below. There's a link there for you to get them. They were super cheap, but they're really good cards. Alright, so here is the first effect. I'm going to begin by shuffling up the cards like this, give them a little mix. And we're ready to begin. I'd have 4 spectators usually when I do this type of thing, so I'm going to go through the cards like this and I would tell them, first one, just tell me when to stop. They say stop here, so I place that over there. Again, the next person, just tell me when to stop. Same idea, they say stop here. Next person, tell me when to stop. And the last person, tell me when to stop. And there we have it, 4 packets, 4 people said stop. Let's see how they did. Well, the first one got an ace, that's pretty good. The next person got an ace, that's pretty good. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4 aces. Stop that by the spectators. And there you have it, that is the shuffle aces. So the first thing that we need to learn is the overhand shuffle. If you already know it, you can skip ahead a few seconds, check the timestamps. I leave those in the comment. This way you know you don't have to spend your time on this. If you don't know how to do an overhand shuffle, let me show you how to do it. If you're holding the deck in your left hand like you were dealing the cards, your right hand's gonna come over and grab the deck with, I do it with my 2 fingers when I do the shuffle, more so than the 3 fingers, but my 3 fingers are touching the top. My thumb is at the back of the cards here. It's really important to note. And I bend my index finger over the top. Eventually it's gonna move to the top here like this. So this is just normally the biddle grip that we talked about in a previous video. But when I go to do the shuffle, I turn the cards vertical like this. My index finger is gonna end up on top, and I usually let go with my pinky. It's usually just so I can have grip on the cards. What's gonna happen then is the left hand is gonna peel the first card off the face of the pack, and it's gonna let that card sit on these 3 fingers. What's important to note here is that my index finger is not gonna be underneath it, because if you do that, then the cards will eventually fall out of your hands, and you do not want that to happen. So how do I prevent that from happening? Is by using my index finger as a stopper. So you notice I lay the card on these 3 fingers, but this index finger is against the top portion of the card, the short portion here. And that's using it, just cradling the card, preventing it from sliding out of my hand. Now I can peel a single card on top of the other, and my index finger is really stopping these cards from moving forward. I'm also tilting my hand a little bit forward, not backwards, because it'll slip out from the back that way. You don't want that to happen. So I'm just doing it, tilting just a little bit forward, just a very small tilt forward. It's not huge. This is the card being completely straight, and that's just a little tip forward, just so it's cradling onto my index finger. And then I can peel with my left thumb 1 card on top of the other. It doesn't have to be 1 card, you can do multiple cards, so you can do groups of cards, and all you have to do is just put a little bit more pressure and move your thumb closer to the top here, and it'll grab multiple cards. Because as you can see, when I get my thumb to the top, it's grabbing more cards. If I want single cards, then I don't want to grab at the top, I want to grab at the middle and let friction take the cards off. But if I want groups of cards, I go up to the top, so this way my thumb can spread a bunch of cards off of the top just like this. So my thumb is just hitting here and sliding down, hitting here, sliding down, hitting here and sliding down. That's all I have to do. It's important to note with the right hand that you're not squeezing the deck too tight so you can't peel the cards off. You don't want it to be like this. Also, you don't want it to be too soft that you may drop cards out of this hand. So it's kind of like holding an egg. You want to hold it so you don't drop it, but you don't want to squeeze it so hard that you're going to break it. So again, it's just like this, and I can do the overhand shuffle. And that's the first part. Once you learn the overhand shuffle, let's go to part 2, which is the actual retention of a card. So now we're going to talk about the retention of a playing card, and then we're going to apply it to the 3 effects. This is often used after controlling a card. So let's just say we control the Jack of Hearts to the top of the deck, and someone says, hey, can you shuffle the cards after I already controlled to the top? Well, I can just do this shuffle like this, say, yeah, I'll give them a shuffle, and the Jack of Hearts will still be exactly where I need it. What's taking place? Well, I'm doing an overhand shuffle, but what's changing is this. As I peel these cards off the front, look at my back fingers here. I want you to see what's happening. My back 2 fingers, they're touching the back card. So this way, I'm just going to show you the exposed view here. When I pull off these cards, as they're coming down, my second fingers are also pulling the back card off and aligning it with that bottommost packet. Then my thumb can keep pulling the shuffled cards like this, but you notice that card stays exactly where it needs to be. Let me flip it face up so you can see it. So I'm going to do just like I would do a normal overhand shuffle. Notice my fingers are at the back. So this time I'm going to pull that card using friction. So I'm going to show you the exposed view again. Look at the Jack of Hearts. As I pull some of those cards off, the Jack of Hearts is coming with it, staying at the back as I start putting more cards on top of it. Because when I do the overhand shuffle, it's simply dropping the cards on top. It doesn't affect the backmost card. Then this right hand packet, once it's done shuffling, is going to go at the face of the packet, not at the back, on the face of the packet, thus keeping that Jack of Hearts right there. So at full speed, it looks something like this. We take the 10 of hearts, we give the cards a little shuffle like this, and I still have it exactly where I need it to be. All right, so let's talk about shuffling to the aces. Go ahead and take out your 4 aces. I like to put them in alternating red-black order. You don't have to, it doesn't make a difference. I just think it's a nice little touch for the display at the end. These 4 cards are going at the back of the deck, or on the top of the deck, as you can see here, right? So the 4 aces are on top of the pack. Now I'm gonna do that overhand shuffle retention move that you just learned 4 times in a row to force those 4 aces, essentially. It's acting as a force. So I'm gonna shuffle just a few cards off like this, and as I do that, I'm pulling back the first ace onto this packet. So I shuffle a few cards, tell me when to stop, they say stop. I put that packet over here. The same thing again. Now this time I'm pulling off again, pulling off that extra card, that ace to the back, shuffle and just say stop. Someone says stop. Again, I'm gonna do it here. Someone says stop. And the last time, the same idea. I shuffle it off to the back and someone says stop. And now I have all 4 aces on top of the pack, and that is shuffling to the aces. So one more time with an exposed view so you can see those 4 aces. Those are going to start off on top just like this. I'm going to shuffle through, peeling back that 1 card. Someone says stop, place the packet down, again, peeling off that extra card. And I do that 4 times in a row. Anytime they say stop, and I end up with the 4 aces. So a couple of tips for you. Because you're using the aces have a lot of white space on it. So when you do shuffle off the back, they most likely won't notice it being an ace, because usually from this angle, it's going to show a lot of blank white here. So that's one benefit to using the 4 aces as opposed to, say, the 4 kings, because they'll see the white flashing from the corner. They won't see an ace. So that's one recommendation there. Another tip that I want to give you is that you don't want someone... It's going to take a long time to say stop as you try to get to the cards, and you end up with a big block of cards. So you say, I'm going to use 4 people, so I need you to say stop quickly for me. Then you can go in and go through the effect, because you don't want them to say stop too late in the effect. Third tip, really important as well, don't tell them what you're going to be doing. So don't say, look, we're going to find the 4 aces. Don't even tell them we're looking for 4 cards. Just start by saying, I'm going to shuffle through the cards like this, tell me when to stop, go right into the effect, and then at the end produce the aces. You don't want them to think that you're looking for something. Don't give them any suspicion to be looking for you trying to position cards, or I don't want to say stop here. Don't create that type of tension early on. Just start with, hey, help me out. I'm gonna go like this. Just tell me when to stop. Thanks. Can you tell me when to stop as well? Perfect. Thank you so much. They don't know what's happening at this point. So at the end, when you flip those cards over and they see the aces, that's really, really powerful. All right, so here is trick number 2, and this is the one I highly recommend you try performing, because people really lose their minds with this one. The 4 aces is also amazing, but this one is exceptionally strong. So what's gonna happen is this: you begin with the borrowed shuffle deck. There's no setup. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna take out some cards. So I'm gonna go, I got an idea. I'm gonna take out 1 card here and place that here. And I'm gonna do another one here, and then another one right here. Now I would normally do this in front of each spectator if I had 3 spectators. I'm gonna go to the first spectator and say, I'm gonna go through the cards like this, just tell me when to say stop, or just tell me when to stop. They say stop. We go right here, perfect. The next spectator, tell me when to stop, same idea, they say stop. And the last spectator, anytime you want me to stop shuffling, say stop right here. Now you 3 said stop at any random positions. You had a free choice. the first person, you stopped here and you said the king of spades. That's a good choice. Random card. Oh, the 8 of spades, not bad. And the last spectator, they got the 2 of spades, also not bad. But here's the strangest part, is that I knew you would all stop here before the trick even began, because the cards that I took out, the first one is a perfect match. It's the king, the black king. This one's also a perfect match. It's the black 8, and this one also is a perfect match. It is the black 2. That is more than a coincidence. That must be magic. All right, so here is the shuffled coincidence. I'm gonna mix the cards up because there really is no setup, and you're really getting ahead of the spectator here. Here's what's happening. When I first go through the spread through the cards, I'm gonna look at the top 3 cards. Now, the suit itself doesn't really matter. What's important here is that I wanna make sure that my cards are not the same. So for instance, if I have the red king, a black 4, and a black 6, I'm perfectly fine, I'm ready to go. What I can't have is this. Let's say the top was the red king, the 4, and the 6. I don't want that, right? I want to make sure that these 3 cards are different because I want to pull that card out. So that's going to mess it up if I do it that way. So one thing that's fine. So forget about the red king. If I had a black king there instead, if it was a black king, red king, and a 4, perfectly fine because they're different alternating colors. That works for me. So I want to look at the top. Now let's say, for instance, I spread through and I see 2 red kings. All I got to do is cut the pack, and then I spread through again. That's it. Cut the cards, and you start again with the next group. Or you can say, oh, let me give it one more shuffle. Doesn't make a difference. All you want to do is make sure that these are different, because these 3 cards are what's going to tell me what's happening. So let's say, for instance, I'm here. I can see that I got the ace of spades on top, the 3 of hearts, and the 6 of clubs. The suits don't really matter. I just need a black ace, a red 3, and a black 6. And those are the 3 cards I'm going to pull out. So I'm going to go through the pack first and find the first black ace. And that's the first card that I place on the table. Now I'm going to go back, and I know I need a red 3. So I'm going to go through and find a red 3, the matching red 3. Wherever that may be, I go through the pack. And there it is. I take it out and I place it second. And then finally I look for the black 6, which I see right here. Take out the black 6 and place it here. Now the cards are set up in 1, 2, 3 order, so the first packet that I shuffle off is going to be placed in front of this card, the second one in front of this card, and the third one in front of this card. So just remember which card you place first so you can go in order. Now I'm going to do the same move that we did before, right? I shuffle off, I peel off one card, and I just tell them to tell me when to stop. They say stop. From here, I just turn that packet face down right in front of that card there. For the second spectator, same thing. I'm going to go through, tell me when to stop. They say stop. Place it here, and then finally again the last spectator peeling off the card, each time peeling off the next card, they just say stop, and I place it here. And now I can just turn over these 3 cards, show that they had the ace, the 3, and the 6, and say interesting, very strange. You could have shuffled, we could have shuffled it to any random card, and you could have said stop anywhere, but you specifically stopped here. One thing that's important here is before I flip these cards over, I like to add a little time delay so they don't realize the processing of the shuffle. Once these cards get on the table, now I want to add a little delay by saying you had a free choice of stopping anywhere, and we shuffled the cards, and you could have said stop anytime, and you chose here, and then you could have said anywhere, but you stopped here. That extra 10 seconds just delays the fact that they realize that, you know, that maybe that the shuffling wasn't exactly as it seems, because we are selling the shuffling as being more than it really was, because it really is just like you're keeping the back card the same. So now I flip this card over, I show this ace, I show this 3, and I show this 6, and now I can add some more time delay by saying these are completely random cards, an ace, a 3, a 6, you know, and with tarot cards, you can do a presentation about tarot cards and how, you know, shuffling and stopping at a specific card talks a lot about your life. In this case, we talk about coincidence because I happen to have the other black ace here, the other red 3 here, and the other black 6 here. And this really looks like you were able to predict what they were going to do beforehand. And it is very powerful. People really freak out at the idea that you were able to control where they stopped or know where they were going to stop ahead of time. And it's a really, really strong effect, and it's one that I highly recommend you perform. So that is effect number 2. Let's go to number 3. Here we go. This is effect number 3, which is also very simple, but it's very, very powerful. So I'm going to begin by shuffling up the cards because this, again, doesn't matter. It's a borrowed shuffle deck of cards. Really doesn't make a difference. And we'll shuffle up the cards just like this. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to ask the spectator at some point just to say the word stop as I shuffle through the cards. They say stop here, and I go, perfect, this is going to be your card. Can you take a look at that card? Remember your card. I'm gonna keep it just like this, and I want you to see that your card is really going into the middle. Can you push it in? And I keep my head turned away, and the spectator pushes the card into the middle, and then I let them take the cards and shuffle them up. It doesn't make a difference. Now the spectator shuffles the cards, puts them in their pocket, they can put it back in the box, doesn't matter. And now I just read their mind, and I'm gonna tell them that they chose the 5 of hearts, and you can present it however you like. Well, you think red, black, it's a red card. Think of a number, suit, I'm getting a 5. Is it a 5? Yeah. Is it the 5 of hearts? 5 of hearts, direct mind reading, super powerful. Again, super simple. Again, super simple. What are you doing? The big tip here I'm giving you, because you know what's happening. I'm just forcing the card. It's the card at the back, so I just need to know the top card. So I'm forcing the ace of hearts in this case. So I just peel off the same as before, shuffle off some cards, tell me when to stop here. Perfect. I'm gonna place the cards here. I want you to take a look at your card. I'm turned away, but I'm forcing the ace of hearts. The tip that I want to give you here is out jogging the card a little bit. When it goes back, placing this here and then spreading it so the spectators can see the card going back into the middle of the pack, and I let them push it in. Because now they get to push the cards together, they get to square them and tell them, you know what, take the cards and shuffle them too while you're at it. Take them, put them in the box and put them in your pocket. Then you let them take the cards, put them away, and it's a really powerful moment for them because they shuffle them up, put them away, and then you read their mind, tell them that they selected the ace of hearts. But I shuffled the deck beforehand, so how did I get the peek at the top card? Let's talk about that. We're doing a riffle shuffle peek. So in order to do a riffle shuffle peek, I'm going to mix the cards a couple times like normal. Doesn't make a difference. But now, when I shuffle the last time, I'm going to hold back the top card. And when I hold back that top card, I'm just getting a glimpse from right here, like on my side here, so you would see it here. I'm just getting a quick glimpse at that card as I close it up. And now I know the 5 of diamonds is on top. So I can begin by saying give the cards a shuffle. I take them back. Say I'll give the cards a little mix myself, just like this. I see the 5 of diamonds, drop it on top, and then now I know the top card. I can go through, tell me when to stop. They say stop here, and now I force the 5 of diamonds. So it's a really good way to force a card. Really, really simple, and it's very, very powerful. That peek is also really good too. If you don't do riffle shuffles for whatever reason, you can just know the top card beforehand. That's fine as well. Whatever method works for you to know the top card, and you'll be set to go. And there you have it, a really easy way to force a card utilizing the overhand shuffle retention. So there you have it, 3 simple magic tricks that you can do with a simple move. Again, if you wanted to pick up that book, that's this one here, Roy Road to Card Magic. You can grab it in the description below, linked on Amazon Prime. You'll have it in like a day or two. Really fantastic book, a lot of hidden gems in there. Really, really good. I just want to say thank you guys for supporting the channel. We're almost at 700 subscribers, so thank you guys so much. We're growing very, very fast. So be sure to spread the word, let people know. The more we grow, the more I post, the more excited I get. So thank you guys. Be sure to check me out on Instagram. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.